Hello everybody, today I'm going to do something really different for the channel. I'm going to make me something to eat. This dish is called Riverhash, and this dish has a lot of history in my family, and as I make it, I will tell you the story of that history and how this dish came along. Now, this is really simple to make, it's really cheap to make, and it's something that it's just really good. My kids love it, my whole family loves it. It's got a lot of history with us, and it's, you know, give it a try if you like. So, what you'll need is pretty much 5 things, honestly. You'll need some potatoes, you need an onion, some hot dogs, some pork and beans, and some ketchup. And that's the 5 things you need, besides a little bit of cooking oil in your skillet, and that's it. So, first thing I'm going to do to get this ready, so I'm going to take my 2 potatoes, I've already washed them, and I'm going to roughly cut them up into 1/2-inch cubes, or just whatever suits you. Don't have to be precise. Now, how much of each thing you use is totally on your preference. It's kind of experimenting. I like to use 2 potatoes to about 3 hot dogs and an onion. And I mean, if you make it, just kind of make it however suits you. I'm going to take my hot dogs and I'm going to cut them up. There we go. I'll take my onion, roughly chop it up. Good enough. Alright, here's everything cut up. Got my potatoes, got my hot dogs, got my onions all ready to go. So now let's pick out our favorite skillet and put some oil in it and get that heated up. Alright, got my skillet here. I'm going to turn the stove on high. Just going to give it a little bit of oil. I'm using canola oil here. You can use about any oil you like, whatever your choice is. And when this gets up to temperature, I'll be ready to put everything in it. Alright, my skillet's up to temperature. I have my potatoes in there. The heat is still on high. I'm going to leave it on that. A quick little tip, just in case you've never really done any frying potatoes, a little thing I like to do before I put them in the skillet is give them a real good cold water rinse. And I notice that keeps them from wanting to stick to each other. I guess it kind of gets some of that starch off the outsides of them so they don't stick together. I am also going to add in my onion. As this cooks, I'm going to fill you in on a little bit of the backstory. I've mentioned that this dish has a lot of history in my family. Back in the days when I was a wee young lad, we used to do a lot of camping down on the current river. We would camp for days on end. It would be myself, my parents, my brothers, my grandma and grandpa, better known as Granny and Pappy. There's 2 of the greatest people ever. Usually on the last day of our camping trip, we would be like, what are we going to have to eat? And we'd usually just take whatever we had left and threw it in the skillet. And that's how this came about. We had potatoes, we had onions, we had hot dogs, we had ketchup and pork and beans. And we threw it all in the skillet and we named it Riverhash. It was just an invention out of necessity that turned out to be kind of a family tradition almost. I mean, I have made this for years and I share it with my kids, and just it's something we all really love. We used to have such a good time down on the river, camping out, just exploring the territory, fishing, hunting, just such a good time. There's so many memories tied to that. It was great, and I really miss them days, honestly. And this is just one of the memories, one of the things that just always stuck with me is Granny out there on the riverbank making Riverhash, and it's wonderful. So I'm just gonna keep this cooking for right now. I'm gonna get my potatoes all nice and browned up. You can see they're kind of starting to right now, and when these are done, we'll come back to it. Alright, these are just almost done. So when these are done, I will take and I will drain the oil off of them really well, and then we will start to add in our other ingredients. And this will be almost done. These are nicely browned up. So I'm going to take these off the stove and going to drain the oil out of them. Alright, my oil's all drained out, and I've turned my heat down to maybe a little below medium heat. And then I'm going to add in my hot dogs. Stir them in. And I'm going to add in my pork and beans. And stir that in. As I mentioned before, your ratios, you can experiment. You can have more beans, more hot dogs, more potatoes, just whatever. There's no set in stone way to do it. I guarantee you, however you do it, this will be amazing to eat. Now I'm going to let that set here and just cook for a moment, kind of get my hot dogs up to temperature, and then we'll add our ketchup in. If you're not a fan of ketchup, then I mean, just this is good as is. But at this point, I'm going to add it in, and I like quite a bit of it, so just going to eyeball what looks good to me. Let it stir. Now I'll let this set for just a couple minutes or so, and then this is done. It's ready to eat. And here it is, all done. Man, that looks good. I like a bit of salt and pepper on mine. And it's ready to eat. Let's give it a try. That is so good. Always how I remember it. Them days down there on the river, camping out, having such a good time with everybody. This is just, yeah, this is how I remember it. This is so good. Yeah. If you decide to make this and give it a try, put down in the comments. Tell me what you think of it. Or if this is something similar to, something that you've had elsewhere made, put a comment down below. Let me know. I mean, this is what I consider a important dish in my family just because of the history behind it. So I'm going to finish eating my Riverhash and enjoying it. And until next time, get out there and just go make something. So I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.